I'm making this video a little bit earlier in the week than I normally do. I'll be perfectly honest. It's Tuesday afternoon. I normally make this video later on Thursday for it to post on Friday, but I'm going to be out of town this Thursday, and so it's Tuesday, and I'm making the video. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Last week, even though we're still kind of in this week, you were to complete the Hawks Chapter 9 review and the Hawks Chapter 9 quiz. As I'm making this video on Tuesday, sorry, I'm making everything shaped. Not many people have completed those, but again, I'm making this video earlier than I typically do. You were also to read an article about credit versus debit cards, and I love that article. It really teaches you a lot about the differences between credit and debit cards, and people do not understand. I wish I had my purse with me. But if you hold up a credit and a debit card, they look exactly the same. You know, they're the same size. They have numbers on the front. They have your name. They have a little strip on the back. And people don't know. People don't know the difference. And it's very, very important. A debit card, the money comes directly out of your account. But a credit card is credited to your account and you're going to pay it at a later time. And both of them can get you in serious trouble. So I just checked the discussion board. Only one person had posted as of Tuesday at 1:45 p.m. But that's okay. I mean, again, I'm making this video early. I just can't give you a lot of feedback because most people had not submitted that discussion board. Let's look ahead to next week. Week number 13. I posted a Hot Topics video and corresponding notes. This is important. I sat down this morning and looked at the final exam, and there were a few questions on that final exam that we had covered, but I did not feel like I had gone into specific detail, particularly in detail on how you're going to be asked those questions. So I made a Hot Topics sheet, and I've got 2 videos that go with the Hot Topics work. It took me, the screencast that I use will only let you record for 15 minutes. So the first video is 15 minutes, and then the second video is about 8 minutes. You really need to print those notes and watch those videos and go through those problems that I'm discussing. Practice it again, print a fresh, clean copy of the notes and see if you can do it on your own. Those are on the exam. They're also on the review quizzes. So that was just something I really wanted to make sure. I don't want there to be any surprises on this week's assignments. And so you need to watch my Hot Topics videos and look at how I've worked out those particular problems. Another very, very important thing is that proctoring appointment. You have 3 choices, and all this is laid out in Moodle. It was all on Moodle last week, but you can take it with me on main campus Monday or Wednesday night, or on the Scotland campus Monday, Wednesday, or Friday mornings. I've got those times all written down on the proctor information sheet. So you can take it with me. If you take it with me, you can get a paper copy. If that's your preference, you don't have to, but if you prefer a paper copy, I'm your only option for that. Your second option is to take it in the Academic Success Center. So you can do that in Hamlet or Scotland County. They have really, really big schedules. They're open till like 9 at night. So that's a good option if you work late or something like that. And then the third option is ProctorU. A lot of you used ProctorU last time, but if you do not make your appointment with ProctorU more than 72 hours in advance, it's not free. Now, if you make it in time, Richmond Community College picks up the tab for you. But if you wait for 2 hours before the exam, it's either not an option for you or you're going to have to pay for it. I don't know how much it is. Please, you were supposed to have contacted me last week, and you were either to message me or send me an email about how you had decided to take your final exam. Very few people, I'd say maybe 8. I would call your names, but I don't have it written down on this piece of paper. About 8 people have contacted me. I've got one so far taking it with me, and she said she preferred a paper copy. That's my personal preference. I know as a student, I had to take the GRE one time to get into grad school, and it was on the computer, and I completely freaked out. I'd never taken a test on a computer in my life. Now, granted, I'm old, and this was quite a few years ago, but I need a piece of paper. I'm not good on computers. So if you prefer a paper exam, it will be the same exam. It's just printed out off of Hawks. But you can do that with me. So please, 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 if you have not set up your appointment yet, it is imperative that you do that this week. Richmond Community College is having a ton of proctored exams next week. And if you wait to the last minute, you may not be able to get an appointment. So please make sure you've got that proctored exam appointment. I think that's it for this week. We are going to be reviewing for our exam. Just really quick, there are 2 quizzes that you have to take on this week's assignment. Those are really the only things you're going to turn in are the 2 Hawks Review quizzes. And they're going to be averaged together for 1 quiz grade. Okay, so whatever you make, I'm going to average those 2 grades together and it'll count as 1 grade. One thing I did want to tell you, I've got this written down, you can start and stop the quizzes as many times as you need to. One of them is kind of lengthy. So you can do 2 or 3 problems Monday and then stop, and then 3 or 4 on Tuesday and then stop, and then come back to it Wednesday. But you can start and stop as many times as you want to. I have a 2-hour time limit per attempt. So you can start and stop, but altogether you still have 2 hours. You can attempt each quiz 3 times. So you can take it up to 3 times. If you don't like your score the first time, take it again. If you don't like your score the second time, take it a 3rd time. I'll keep your highest score. But the purpose of this is just to get as much practice as you possibly can before that final exam. And again, the highest grade is what we'll be keeping. So look at those quizzes, take them up to 3 times. The highest grade is what will remain. If you don't take them, it's going to be a 0. So make sure that you take them. And if you would like to repeat them more than once, you can repeat up to 3 times. And so this is really good exam preparation. I cannot provide you with anything more direct to prepare you for this final exam than these 2 quizzes. I sat down today. I'll actually show you my paper. So I sat down today and just kind of lined everything up. Green means it's on one review, orange it's on another, and these are all the questions on the exam. And I just made sure that the quizzes that are on there this week as review were very closely aligned to the exam. That's why I had to come up with the hot topics, because I was like, saw a couple of things that I just didn't feel like I had explicitly gone over with you, and I don't want you to be surprised by anything. So have a good week. I'm in the process of grading the interest labs, but I'll be honest, I've sort of run into some snags on just some personal things and some Richmond Community College job things. We've had some meetings here at the end of the semester, and I just have not gotten completely finished with your interest lab. So I'll be working on that over the next couple of days. So have a good week, and next week is our final exam. We only have 1 more week. So have a good week, hang in there, and I'll see you next week.